Kāʻanapali Beach in Maui.
Oh, man. How you doing, man? What time is it?
Bro, it's 6:30 a.m. I'm wide awake. First day of our trip, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling relaxed.
Yeah, look at this.
It's probably gonna get a little busier throughout the day, but we're catching the early morning crowd that wants a nice, quiet walk on the beach. While you have two vloggers chirping in their ear while they're trying to relax after the sun rises. We're whispering. Well, right now we're staying at the Westin Nanea. There's like 4 or 5 Westin Marriott Sheraton properties right next to each other on, I think, one of the longest beach fronts in the world, Kaanapali Beach. And it's really beautiful here. Some of the best snorkeling you could find in Hawaii, but I think even like the world. I think it was rated by Travel + Leisure magazine as one of the best beaches in the world. Lanai off in the distance. Molokini also nearby, where you can catch some great snorkeling too. You've been there, right?
I have been there. The Molokini Crater. One of the best snorkeling experiences I've had. You kind of have to take a boat over there to be able to kind of really be in the thick of things, and one of the most unforgettable experiences.
I heard it's the best.
Oh yeah,
I heard it's the best.
So many turtles, so many sea wildlife, bro. Coming from California, at least your first day in, I think it's the best time to come and go to the beach. Like, the next day that you come through, just because you're still adjusting to 3 hours behind. So it wasn't even a struggle for both of us to actually get up this morning to be able to kind of get this.
I was up at 5.
This view right here, man, and it's so peaceful, man. It's a little bit different vibe from Oahu, which is what I'm used to in particular. You frequent Maui a little bit more than myself.
I love Oahu. I love Waikiki Beach, but it is a different vibe.
Yeah, definitely.
Literally, like, you're cheek to cheek.
Exactly.
In Waikiki.
And this,
the water's more pristine up here. The currents, it's a little slower over here, and there's a big coral reef. That's why you get such great snorkeling over here.
So you got book in hand, trying to relax.
5 types of wealth. I'll let you know how it goes.
And yeah, man, just enjoying Maui for all its beauty at this point. So it's just endless beachfront, fine sand. Look at this. Compared to even like Waikiki Beach, like there's just a bunch of like, and no shade of Waikiki Beach, it's a classic in itself, but like,
I heard that Waikiki Beach sand was actually imported from Texas. Maybe I need a fact check on that. Mm-hmm. But I think that because of the erosion, I think they actually brought sand in from Texas to Waikiki.
Interesting. Well, this sand
is from here.
I think this is just straight from Maui over here, man.
From here, I think this is native sand. I'm looking forward to building an epic sandcastle later with the fams.
And it's just nice, man. Like there's a nice crisp morning air that is just so rejuvenating. You know what I mean? There's just something about being here in the islands, just appreciating nature at its finest. And nothing like looking at the Pacific Ocean, man.
I don't need my Spotify ocean meditation for the morning. I just walk outside and get my ocean meditation at the ocean.
Ain't no sound machines here, man. And the water, you took a little bit of a dip in the water.
Bro, it's warm. And coming from a person that cold plunges every morning, I'd say it's about like high 70s, low 80s for the water.
And I think that's the biggest thing, coming from the Bay Area. And we are close to the Pacific Ocean there, obviously, right? And then coming to the islands, that's the biggest sort of appeal for me going to the beach, because it's just different. The temperature of the water is just so warm, unlike the frigid Bay Area waters, you know what I mean? And it's just something that you can do, like, 6 a.m. in the morning, literally walk on the beach and just feeling the water. takes a little bit of time to really kind of adjust, right? But then after you're adjusted, I'm ready to just jump in.
Beautiful. We're catching the end of whale watching season too, and then it goes into dolphin season. But I think whale watching, it goes up until, I might need a fact check, maybe like May-ish.
You know, a friend that recently came and visited Maui suggested that I bring some binoculars, just because there are chances that, you know, if you're by the coast, you can kind of see some people whale watching. I don't know if you can truly see it, but
well,
you know.
When I'm making the sandcastles later, you might be able to catch a whale tail. You might be able to whale watch a little bit when I try to dig the sand for the sandcastle. Oh, make sure you don't lose a slipper.
So one thing that they say while being here in the islands is never turn your back on the water.
Yeah.
You know, that's a noob move, right? Always face the water, because you never know if you're gonna get caught sleeping. So I'm wary, despite trying to get this shot, right, of turning my back in the water, because once that rogue wave hits you, bruh. And I know the waters are pretty calm.
Yeah, up here on the Kaanapali side, you really don't even see any like surfers so much, because I think the coral reef blocks some of the major waves from coming in.
It's good. It's kid friendly.
It's kid friendly.
Absolutely kid friendly. And I could just see the kids just have a ton of fun. Really beautiful. What's that island over there?
That's Lanai, I think.
That's Lanai?
Yeah.
And what about that one? Ooh, here comes the wave.
Part
Is that Molokai?
is part. You know, I don't remember. I know one of them's Lanai. Lanai is the one that Larry Ellison owns
Lanai,
the majority of.
Yeah, man. It's here for the vibes. What a great start. We're waiting for the rest of the fam to just kind of wake up. You know, we got, you know, not an action-packed day. I think it's pretty chill, but we do have some stuff planned for today, just to kind of see, check out what's out here. But when in the islands, man, you just kind of have to go with the flow.
Go with the flow. Relax, explore, decompress. And if you're the venturing type, there's a lot of venture water sports, off-road adventures. You can have an action-packed Maui, or you can have a mellow Maui. And I think we might do a mixture of both.
So, bro, like, it's my first time in a long time here in Maui. So
Yeah.
you have a little bit of experience here.
So we're on the west side of Maui. So we're about 45 minutes, no traffic from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
So with traffic, it could be like an hour plus. So on the west side of the island and looking up north, that's where you'll get the Kapalua, Napili coastline, all the way up, beautiful beach run all the way down. And then you look down south, of course you'll have more resort properties. All the way at the end, you'll see the Sheraton sitting up on top of Black Rock, where there's amazing snorkeling too. Every night at sunset, there's a guy that jumps off the rock in a ceremony. It's really beautiful. And you know what? You mentioned that we've come here a lot, which we have, but we actually haven't been here since the fires 2 years ago. And we wanted to let things kind of mellow out a little bit, but I feel good coming back and trying to spend some money and
Support the local economy.
Support the local economy. I mean, we like coming here. We like buying local groceries, supporting the local businesses to kind of stimulate the economy back again, because Maui is one of our favorite places to be. And
you know, we talked to some of the local staff members to kind of get a vibe check on how things are. And
Yeah.
it seems like, obviously the island is still kind of recovering, but I think at this
It
point,
is.
tourism is such a huge part of the local economy that
Of course.
having people like us who respect and love the island for what it can offer, brings some additional life to how it was before over here.
Yeah, I think you got to have a little bit of sensitivity going into it, and with that mindset, I think all the tourism's welcomed. So I'm looking forward to spending some money, out here, because it's not cheap. We were talking with one of the locals out here, and it's like, not even just in Maui, but in Oahu too. It's like getting priced out of paradise, even for like the locals.
Yeah, man. A lot of people that have been here before, choose to go to places like Vegas, Oregon,
Seattle,
yeah. Right? Just to be able to kind of leave this, just because it's become so financially challenging, aka expensive. Let's take a quick walk, bro.
Yeah,
I kind of want to take a quick vibe check of the coastline over here.
We gotta check. I forget. Like, I might need a fact check in this also. I feel like it's one of the longest beach fronts in the world.
I kind of believe it. Maui, is it actually bigger than Oahu? Like,
That's a good trivia question. I think yes. I think
tell us in the comments.
Big Island, I think is probably the biggest. The Hawaii Island.
Yeah.
And then it's Maui, then Oahu, maybe Lanai, Molokai, Molokini. I think it's Nihao. Nihao's the one.
Nihao?
Yeah. That sounds very Chinese.
That's very Chinese.
No, but I think it's Nihau. Nihao. And I think that's a native island where I think you only could go if you're native Hawaiian. It's Nihao, not Nihao.
Nihao.
Yeah. That's respectful. Nihao. It's tropical up here. We got a little bit of rain yesterday, and April it can be a little bit rainy, but it's off and on. Like the rainstorms will pass pretty fast, but when it comes down, bro, it comes down. it comes down.
It's island weather.
Yeah.
I feel like the rain just kind of comes and goes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing like taking a morning walk by the beach, man. A lot of the OGs back in the Philippines used to tell me that there's almost sort of like some sort of restorative benefits to getting that ocean air.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of opens your lungs up. Maybe the salt kind of, if you have any congestion, saltwater air.
How often, I guess growing up in the Philippines, like how close were you to the closest beach? How far were you from the closest beach? And then how often would you go to the beach?
Being from Manila, the city, it's like being in the Bay Area, you know what I mean? Like even though you're close to the water, 7,000 islands in the Philippines.
7,000?
7,000 islands, right? Over 7,000.
Are any of them privately owned?
Not that I know of, but the way that things work over there, I wouldn't be surprised, bro. But going back to your question, not that often. I mean, like being from the Bay Area, it's like, you live so close to the coast, honestly. You could technically be going to the beach every day, right?
Yeah, I'm a 2-minute drive down
right?
to the beach. But it's different. That water is frigid and sharky and freezing.
Yeah. So, same thing from being from Manila. You're so kind of used to like city life that you often forget that you're in an island nation pretty much.
Yeah.
Right? So rarely do you appreciate being from the islands, and people literally actually just go on vacation to go to a lot of the, you know, nicer beach places, and there's a lot over there.
Yeah, so I guess in Manila, what would be the what would be the fastest way to get to a beach to chill?
A nice one. And there's so much pollution in Manila too, and like all the coastal areas, like in Manila Bay. You know, it'd take an hour to get to Manila Bay, but it's not like this. You know what I mean? It's not like this.
You know, I feel like when I went to Mall of Asia in the Philippines, I feel like there was a big body of water nearby.
Yeah.
Is that Manila Bay? No.
Yes.
That's Manila Bay.
I can't say with accuracy, but yeah, it's near Manila Bay. Let's just put it at that.
The water wasn't clear.
It wasn't clear.
It wasn't clear. If you're snorkeling in Manila Bay, what do you find?
Nah, man. You find Coke cans.
A shoe.
Yeah.
A boot.
A boot. A lot of plastic bags. And a
man.
whole lot of cigarette butts and pollution,
That's
unfortunately.
tough, man. That's tough.
You know? And that's the thing, like, you know, being from the islands over there, like, you often take for granted nature. It's just so much part of your daily life, and everybody's just trying to survive, that, you know, it requires like a reminder to appreciate things.
You know, I've always wanted to get into metal detection, and if you look at the coastline over here, you see where the waves wash up all these little shells and rocks and maybe people's jewelry, and it's really cool. I see people with metal detectors all the time, more so on Waikiki Beach.
Yeah.
Where they just hit this this break over here, or where the waves come in, looking for little treasures.
And I'll give Kaanapali Beach credit, man. They do keep it pretty well maintained.
Oh, it's
a little bit of debris, but for the most part, it's clean, bro. And we've reached a point where it's a little bit kind of pebbly and rocky. You know, I feel like the better, sort of more, sort of people-friendly portion to just kind of hang out is over there. And look at that, man. Like, look at the sun coming up. I don't even know if we can get it. It's coming up on that side behind us.
The sun comes up from the east and then sets in the west side of the island. So the sunsets over here on the west side are some of the best you'll ever see, hands down.
Look at that. This is what I wanted to see. Like when I woke up this morning, I just kind of wanted to get the ocean air, just take the island for what it can provide. So we got a nice little walk here, seeing the sunrise over on that side. Beautiful.
Great day one morning.
Yes, sir. Hey, we're gonna cut this vlog right now. We just kind of wanted to get a nice little vibe check and just kind of enjoy the sights and sounds. So we'll see what else we can kind of grab for this Maui trip. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
Aloha.